Yo, what is up, YouTube? It's your boy YBP Gang, YBP Nation, YBP Boxing, YBP MMA. Coming at y'all with some new, not fight news this time, just some UFC news that's involving one of the biggest stars in the sport, Israel Adesanya. And today we got some insight as to why maybe Sean Strickland, or why Adesanya looked kind of flat in his performance. First is Sean Strickland. It looks like he might have overlooked him because we just found out today that I think he pleaded guilty to a drunk driving charge. He got pretty much arrested, or something happened August 19th. He was caught drunk driving. I guess from Adesanya, he said that after dinner, he was drinking at dinner, went out for a drive, got pulled over, and that happened. So it's just now coming to light. And I think the sentencing is January 10th. But that's the date that it happened, August 19th. That was about 3 weeks out from his title fight with Sean Strickland. So, going based off that, I don't know of a lot of fighters. I guess that's something I'd like to know. It kind of puts some light. Like, our fighters, is it normal for a fighter to be drinking three weeks out from a camp? I don't know if that's a regular thing that Adesanya does or if that's something that he's normally accustomed to. But you would think, I hear Sean O'Malley saying that he's, cutting, smoking out, probably not drinking. You want to stay locked in for something like this, You don't want to be having that stuff in your system. I'm not too sure. It said that he was, just over. It was, 87 milligrams. I think it was right over, 80. I don't know what the laws are really in New Zealand or, what they have going on, but I just think, rule of thumb, you probably shouldn't be, drinking, to any capacity. You should be locked in. You should be training. You should be doing all this stuff. For me, at least, if I was a fighter, leave all that stuff for, after the fight camp, after the fight week. I think leading up to a fight, you should be in the best shape possible. You don't want any of that type of stuff in your system. I honestly want to know, more insight. Do other fighters, do they drink before their fights? Do they, what type of stuff do they do? But it seems like Adesanya might have been overlooking Strickland, given that, he was doing this. And then he made the decision to drive. Obviously we've seen what, that can cause. We saw Tony Ferguson. I think he was out. He got, a DUI charge. He crashed into someone, something to that extent. So we see what, these things can, cause. I thought it was an NFL player. He was drunk driving. He killed some people. So it's a dangerous thing. I don't think Izzy was that drunk, but, you just never want to take that risk. It's on the road, man, anything can happen. So you want to be in your best senses, all that type of stuff. So yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. I wouldn't expect that from Adesanya. I think he's he's one of those guys, he's pretty disciplined in what he does, inside his camp, a lot of stuff he's done. He's a pretty calculated person. He's been, doing the title defenses for a long time. He's kind of locked down on, what it takes to have success and what it takes to continuously win. And in a fight where a lot of people thought would be his easiest challenge, he essentially fumbled, I think this is another thing. I'm sure more things will come out. I saw the video where he was talking about he dropped on his YouTube channel, Freestyle Bender. He was talking about everything going into the fight, not everything going into the fight, just the actual fight itself. He felt kind of felt like a bad dream that he just couldn't get going. He couldn't get started with his game plan. So I don't know how much it's hard to say how much the drinking before the fight camp had anything to do with the actual fight. Maybe that had nothing to do with it. Maybe that even if that were to happen, I'm under the belief that even with that happening, with that whole situation going on, I still think Strickland's style, just at least coming from Izzy, it looks like Strickland's style was just giving him a lot of trouble. So he just couldn't figure it out, and that knockdown coming in the first round only added on to that, where he kind of lost his confidence. But maybe that was even a bigger part. Maybe he just wasn't completely locked in as he probably should have been for this fight. So a lot of storylines, a lot of narratives that are going to come out of this. I'm hearing a lot of people, they're bashing Izzy. Some people are, taking Izzy's side. people make mistakes. He didn't hurt anybody. So it's early news. We got to hear more about it, I guess. But maybe I'm taking it's way out of proportion. Maybe it's just not that big of a deal. But I thought I'd come out here, talk about it, because at the end of the day, Israel Adesanya is probably one of the biggest stars in the UFC. He'll be on the deluxe edition of UFC 5. Probably maybe only behind Conor and John Jones. Might even be bigger than John Jones. I don't know. But as far as active people who are continuously fighting, he's definitely top 2 guys in the sport, star and, popularity-wise. So gotta come out here and talk about it. At the end of the day, just hope that one of the most active champions in middleweight history, one of the most hard-working guys in the sport, just hope that he's okay. I know there's a lot of Izzy haters out there who are probably, just praying on his downfall. Yeah, man, just hope that he's okay. And yeah, man, you just don't want to see a guy like that. Like, it seems like the downfall is kind of inevitable. It seemed like it was coming, but you don't want to see it happen like this. So, best wishes to Izzy and his camp, that everything's going well, that they can, recover from, the Strickland loss. Me personally, I don't think he should get the rematch. Just because, I think it was a pretty conclusive loss. I'm not really a fan of immediate rematches, especially he was a dominant champion, so it made sense for him to get the Pereira rematch, but he lost. So that streak of, the dominance is kind of gone, so I don't know. Same with Aljo. It's like I don't think Aljo should get an immediate rematch either. Just getting knocked out like that, I don't think so. But Usman, it kind of made sense for Usman because he was winning that fight and then stuff like that. But nonetheless, best wishes to Izzy. Hope that he can, get all that taken care of. You don't want to see a guy like that, go in the pen, any of that. But that's all I really got for y'all today. Leave a like on the video, subscribe. Peace out, Mosquire. You know what it is. Boo!